Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you're listening to us from. My name is David Smith, and I am president of the Community Colleges chapter of the Fulbright Association. This week, during International Education Week, has been our effort to promote international global education and the Fulbright program through a series of 5 one-hour webinars looking at the role of community colleges, international education, and exchange. This is the fifth of the final of our five webinars. We will be posting these on our website after this week so people can see them there. If you were watching from wherever you're watching, if you're interested in our chapter, I will post a link to our website in the chat so that you can join our chapter. There's a way of signing up for our mailing list there. So, without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to fellow board member Cheryl Fish, who is going to be moderating this session. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome. How do I see who is attending? Just point of interest. If it's a webinar, do I see everybody or
Well, we're actually using meetings, so
okay.
everybody is there. So we're calling
Oh,
it,
okay.
we're actually using Zoom meetings. So this is our group unless people come in, and they will come in automatically.
Got it. Okay. So welcome. We are closing out our Transformative International Education Week with a focus session on cutting edge curriculum and sustainable global collaboration. This is about providing financial support, training, and a structured opportunity to innovate your teaching. We're excited to welcome Dr. Jessica McIvor from the US-UK Fulbright Commission. She will share details about the Global Challenge Teaching Awards, and they offer financial backing and mentorship to co-deliver virtual exchange and COIL programs aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. This is your chance to learn how to integrate global issues into your courses and collaborate with an international partner with funding and training provided. Lisa and Jessica, please tell us more about this incredible opportunity for funding. I guess just Jessica. Sorry.
The moment. But
Okay.
thank you so much, Cheryl. It's really lovely to be here, and thank you to David and to Vincent for all the work they've done, and as well as to the whole of the board. It's really fantastic to be here this evening talking to everybody about these programs. So I will just be sharing my screen 1 second so I can talk a little bit more about the Fulbright Global Challenges Teaching Awards and the opportunity to internationalize your teaching. So to give a bit of an overview of what I'll be speaking about today, I'm going to talk a little bit about what these teaching awards are, how to apply, some further information and other opportunities about awards within the UK Commission specifically. And then I believe there'll be time for an audience Q&A. But I also encourage anyone, if you're interested, to reach out to programs@fulbright.org.uk. That is our general inbox, and we're always happy to answer questions where we can. But before we begin, I thought I might share a little bit of context about the US-UK Fulbright Commission for anyone who may not be aware of us. We've been operating for over 75 years. We're based in London, in the United Kingdom, and we are the only academic exchange program to offer opportunities both to and from the UK for all ages, from 17 to 70. Our vision is of a world where there is no obstacles to learning, understanding, and collaboration. And our mission is to advance knowledge, promote civic engagement, and develop compassionate leaders through educational exchange. And we really see the Fulbright Global Challenges Teaching Awards as a key part to achieving this mission. So what are the Fulbright Global Challenges Teaching Awards? These were first delivered in 2022 in partnership with the American Association of Colleges and Universities, and they aim to foster international collaboration and innovation in higher education across the US and the UK. It's more than just an award for an individual educator. It's an opportunity to bring innovative pedagogies and global impact across your whole institution. And for us here at the US-UK Fulbright Commission, these awards are a critical part of our strategy to democratize access to international learning, to support the development of compassionate leaders who feel empowered to collaboratively address global challenges, and to develop sustainable global partnerships between the UK and the US. And these awards aim to do this in a number of ways. So firstly, they support US and UK teaching faculty in any discipline, at any career level, to co-develop and co-deliver interdisciplinary virtual exchange classes that address critical global challenges through tailored professional mentoring and professional development. And these are based on courses that they already teach. Secondly, it supports institutions in developing sustainable transatlantic partnerships by actively bringing instructional designers and international administrators into this professional development, enabling them to develop skills and strategies to support both global partnership development, but also the embedding and the expansion of collaborative online international learning and virtual exchange pedagogies on their campus. And finally, these awards aim to bring international learning experiences to students who may otherwise be unable to access study abroad or global experiences. You know, we all know that care responsibilities, environmental factors, and finances can really have an impact on students' abilities to take part in more traditional mobility programs. And through the co-taught courses delivered by our Global Challenges Teaching Award instructors, we hope that students have this opportunity for cross-cultural collaboration on these critical topics, enabling them to foster global citizenship skills, crucial employability skills, as well as build new connections with students from the UK. So the Global Challenges Teaching Awards are a little bit different than other Fulbright Awards offered by the UK Commission that you may be more familiar with, because they focus on supporting developing partnerships through collaborative online international learning. And before I discuss the awards in a little bit more depth, I wanted to actually talk about why we focus on virtual exchange and on collaborative online international learning. Virtual exchange and collaborative online international learning is a really impactful and innovative pedagogy which brings students and teachers together to gain global competencies and, as I said earlier, crucial employability skills through co-taught, multicultural, blended online coursework and collaboration. And for students who cannot physically travel abroad for any number of reasons, it's a way to use technology to bridge physical gaps and bring international learning experiences directly to them. So within COIL, instructors will co-design and co-teach collaborative activities centered on specific themes. Within the Global Challenges Teaching Awards, these refer to specific global challenges that we see as critical issues that require global collaboration. And through these transformative learning experiences, students are going to enhance their critical thinking and problem-solving skills, enhance their communication skills, foster new collaboration skills and cultural awareness, especially working in culturally diverse settings with students from the UK. For educators and institutions, COIL is a way to further develop interdisciplinary innovation and digital teaching pedagogies and to support new strategies for global collaboration and engagement. We really see this pedagogy as an innovative way to build sustainable, transformative partnerships, and we're really excited to be fostering new collaborative online international learning partnerships through these awards. So within the Global Challenges Teaching Award format, instructors are partnered with a counterpart from across the pond, with whom they'll co-develop and co-teach a collaborative online international learning module based on and integrated within an existing course that they teach. And they're joined by an instructional designer and international administrator who will support them to do this work, as well as scaling up COIL within their institution. So as part of the award, successful grantees will receive an honorarium of around $7,000 paid directly to the faculty member. Their institutions will receive a institutional tech support fee of $3,000, and that is for supporting these efforts to scale up COIL. This can be used in a number of ways, whether it's to support investment in technology, further training. There's a lot of ways in which we see that funding being used. We also provide up to $7,500 for travel funding for the awardee and their institutional team to visit their partner institution in the UK and really work on developing and furthering that relationship and partnership. And as mentioned earlier, there is also professional development and mentoring, which is provided as part of this award. This is really tailored to the participants and is a really fantastic opportunity to have a cohort learning experience. So that is some of the benefits that our grantees receive as part of this award. And I know that funding is often a very important question when we're talking about these awards. So hopefully that provides some clarity on that. We have 3 award categories that we're offering for 2026, with a pair of US-UK faculty instructors selected for each award category. So that would be a total of 6 awardees. I want to really emphasise that these themes are open to applications from all disciplines that directly address the awards themes and empower their students to develop solutions to collaboratively tackle these challenges. So our 3 themes this year are climate action, health inequality, and peace and democracy. I've kind of added there the UN Sustainable Development Goals that they align to. But we really see these as critical issues facing us today that require collaborative action to address, and that's why we've selected them for this set of the Global Challenge Teaching Awards. But again, I just want to emphasize that we are really open to multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary collaborations within these. We've had in the past partnerships between professors of literature and economics, between teaching education and biology. So COIL is fantastic for building these interdisciplinary collaborations. So no matter what area you're working in, we would really love to see your application if your course kind of addresses these issues. So I'm now going to speak more specifically about the upcoming cycle of the Fulbright Global Challenge Teaching Awards, which will be opening on the Monday, 8th of December, and which will close on the 2nd of March. All information is being finalised and it will be uploaded on our website shortly, so please do keep an eye out on that. Before beginning an application, the first thing I would really encourage anyone to do is to review our eligibility and award information. Last year's is on the website, so that's a really good base to look at now. And I'd also really encourage you to read the application instructions document. This goes into a lot of depth on what the application looks like, what we're asking you to provide, but also what our review panel is looking for. So we really want to make sure that when you apply, you know how you're being assessed. We think that's really critical within these applications. In terms of the application itself, this is an online application. It is looking for information on yourself, your educational background, employment information. We're also looking for information on your proposed course, on your institution, and the overall potential impact of this award. So we're assessing that based on biographical information about your proposed class and how it directly addresses the award themes, your familiarity with COIL, and if you have an established collaborator. Although I want to actually really emphasize here that both of these are for information only. We welcome applications from both those who are new to the virtual exchange and COIL modalities and those with existing experience. And you also don't need to have an existing partner in the UK to apply to this programme. If you are shortlisted, you will go through a partnering process where we will pair you with someone from the UK who is complementary to what your course is trying to do, and who's kind of got a similar approach in terms of how they are addressing these global challenges. So if you don't have an existing partnership in the UK, please don't let that be a barrier. We would still love to have your application and support you in that. We have a number of short answer questions on motivation, wider impact, and you'll also be asked to upload a number of supporting documents, which includes letters of support from your department head and your international office or the equivalent at your institution. And these should really be detailing their support for you applying to this programme and how this fits into their wider international strategies. And we also asked you to provide a reference that speaks to your suitability for this award. This could be an academic colleague, a supervisor, a collaborator, just someone who can really say why you are the right person for this opportunity. In terms of eligibility, so we ask that you are employed by a university or higher education institution in the US, the UK, or their sovereign territories. So for example, the British Overseas Territories or the US Virgin Islands. And I also want to emphasize that this award is also open to non-US citizens who are teaching at US HEIs and non-UK citizens teaching at UK HEIs. You must regularly teach undergraduates as part of your role at the university, and you must be applying with a course that is primarily aimed at undergraduates. We also ask that your proposed courses are scheduled for teaching in the fall or autumn term of the academic year 2027-28. And as mentioned previously, as part of the application, we ask that you provide evidence of support from your institution. So in terms of timelines, this program has quite a long tail to it. So to speak a little bit more specifically, it will be opening for applications on the 8th of December and it will close on the 2nd of March. From March to May, applications are going to be screened for eligibility and then reviewed by our review panels before shortlisting. During this time, you should not expect to hear from the Commission, and our staff will not be able to comment on the process or the status of individual applications. From May to July, we then enter our interviewing and shortlisting period, with shortlisted applicants invited to an individual and a group interview. And then following that, our finalist candidates will be invited to a partnering process to meet their prospective counterparts from across the pond and to decide if they want to work together. Following that, we enter our professional development sessions. We'll have our virtual orientation in August 2026, followed by around a 6 to 8 week period of professional development training, which will support the design and delivery of your COIL courses. This is then followed by regular check-ins and mentoring from the teams within the Global Challenges Teaching Awards, as well as engagement with our alumni to kind of provide their perspective and their kind of experience in doing this. And then at the same time, you will be independently arranging your partner visits to the UK with support from the travel grant provided as part of this award. And then in the autumn of 2027, you will begin your course delivery. So it's quite a long process, but it's one that we hope gives you the support needed to really feel confident in delivering this teaching. So I just wanted to, before we kind of came towards the end, to talk a little bit about some frequently asked questions that I hear about. So does applying for this award prevent me from applying from other Fulbright Awards in the same cycle? I don't want to really say here, no. The Fulbright Global Challenge Teaching Award is an award that is done entirely by the US-UK Fulbright Commission. It is not run through the IIE, so applying for a Fulbright Global Challenges Teaching Award does not prevent you from applying for other Fulbright Awards in the same application cycle. If you are from an institution where you and your colleagues are all really interested in this, I want to flag that institutions can support multiple applications, including multiple applications from individual faculty members applying for the same award. But I would just flag that we would hope that their letters of support are tailored to each applicant. And as I said earlier, you do not need to have an existing partner in the UK to apply for this award, because all applicants apply and are assessed as individuals. And if you are successful, we will select you and introduce you to your potential counterpart during a partnering processing following shortlisting. If you do have a collaborator in the UK that you're really keen to work with, you can flag this on the application and provide a bit more context. But I would just like to say that they are all assessed individually, so that's something to bear in mind. In terms of further resources, if you want to learn a little bit more, I think the first point to call, review the information available on our website, but also take a look at the Fulbright Conversations podcast on our website to hear a little bit from our alumni about their experiences in delivering this teaching and working with a collaborator from across the pond. And also look into our partnership spotlights for cohort 2 of DCTA to see what the cohort 2 folks are getting up to now. They're in the midst of their teaching, and it's been really exciting seeing what they've done with their students and how they've engaged these young people to think about these critical challenges. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about virtual exchange and COIL before you apply, there's some really fantastic resources on the COIL Connect network. You can also check out the American Association of Colleges and Universities. They have some really wonderful webinars on supporting development and implementation of COIL. And then you can also check out some case studies on the impact of COIL partnerships with the FIU COIL Virtual Exchange Leadership Institute. And where I'm coming up to time, just very quickly, I wanted to round off by highlighting some other opportunities through the UK Commission that might be of interest to yourselves, your colleagues, or your students. We have our US Scholar and Postgraduate Awards. So Scholar Awards for those who are interested in lecturing and research at a UK institution. That will open in February, I believe. Our US Postgraduate Awards are for anyone who's interested in pursuing a postgraduate or a master's or a PhD in the UK. Those will open in March. Our Fulbright Specialist Awards are for UK institutions to invite leading academic experts to collaborate on a short-term, high-impact project. So if you can sign up to the specialist roster to learn a little bit more about that. I believe those will be opening in January. And then finally, we have our Fulbright UK Summer Institutes, which are opportunities for undergraduate students in their first or second year who've previously had quite limited travel experience to come to a summer school in the UK, experience UK culture and UK higher education, and those are opportunities which have funding. So again, very important when we're thinking about supporting students who may not be able to access traditional mobility. We also partner with Education USA, a free impartial advisory service to offer programs, events, and advice for UK students interested in studying at HEIs in the US. And in particular, I want to flag that at our USI College Day in 2024, which is an opportunity where US colleges and higher education institutions come to the UK for a big university fair. We had 3,500 parents and students from the UK who kind of came to learn more about US education. So if that's something you're interested in, please do check out our Education USA part of the website. And yeah, I will pass it back to Cheryl now for any questions, but just thank you so much for listening, and yeah.
Okay, well, I have a couple questions, but if people from the audience have, we can take those first. So anyone, Catherine, Lambuso, Selena, any questions that you
I see
have?
that Catherine Egan in the
Selena,
chat.
are you raising your hand?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm enjoying the content and listening to all of the information. So thank you very much. But no, I don't have any questions at this time.
Okay. How about the others? Any questions?
I had a question in the chat,
Okay.
and I'll read all your materials online, but I'm curious about the application, how many specifics you need to have about the modality of delivering your proposed course on the application.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So I think first thing to say is that the application, so we support courses that are in person, hybrid, or fully asynchronous. I would say that in terms of the exact breakdown, that is something that will be worked out with your partner if you're selected. But we would recommend at least kind of 5 to 6 weeks of content that can be adapted for that kind of hybrid delivery. But I think the other thing I would say here is that there is flexibility in how that's delivered. So it might not be a full co-teaching situation. It might be that, your students are doing seminar work together, that they are kind of completing projects together. We had in our first year, this was between Cardiff University and Shenandoah University. It was a climate change award. It was between actually a glaciologist at Cardiff and a criminal lawyer, criminal justice class in Shenandoah. Their assessment was actually for the students to create podcasts. So a lot of the work within that kind of focused on the students' kind of independent learning and collaboration together. So, but what I would say is in terms of the application itself, we ask that you upload a syllabus. So that would be the existing syllabus for this module, this course rather. And then in the application, one of our short questions asks about the opportunities and challenges of the COIL modality that really excite you. So that would be a really great point to bring in any ideas you had about how your course could be adapted to for collaboration with the UK. But Catherine, I hope that's helped answer that question there.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Lambuso, do you have any questions?
Yes, good. Excuse me. Good afternoon. I have a question. I might have missed this since I joined a little late. Jessica, do our faculty have to had COIL experience,
No,
or this is
absolutely.
part of the whole process?
Yeah, so we're open to applications from those who have no familiarity with COIL and to those who have some familiarity. The really great thing about the professional development is that it's done in a cohort basis. So one of the really fantastic things that we've seen is that peer-to-peer learning between those who are, coming into this with very little familiarity with COIL and those who've got a bit more understanding, and seeing everyone support each other in that kind of learning, development, and process. But certainly, having no experience of COIL is not a barrier at all. We really encourage you to consider submitting an application. That training we provides a lot of basis in COIL, both in the theoretical sense, but also then more specifically on applying it into a course that you already teach.
Yeah, sounds good. And are we getting a copy of this session?
Pop that one over to
It's going to be recorded and it will be on the Fulbright Community College website. And
Okay. So I'd like to send it to my our
And,
faculty. Thank you.
possibly also a link. I don't know. We have also a newsletter we put out, so possibly there'll be a link also. David, I don't know if you can answer that. I'm not sure if he's going to answer that. But yes, we plan on sharing this recording. So you'd be able to share it with colleagues, listen to it again, get back to it, anything like that.
I'm happy to send my slides on as well, Cheryl, if that's helpful.
So it'll also be on your site, Jessica.
Yeah, I think, well, I'm happy to send the slides to yourself and David if that would be helpful.
Yes.
But otherwise, we'll be running a couple of webinars ourselves as well. So if you want to check out, if you go onto the Fulbright website, you can sign up to our mailing list and then you'll be able to be notified once we've got webinars coming up. But yes, we appreciate that. This is something that we really want you to share with your colleagues who might not be here today. So yeah, please do share away.
Great, thank you. One of the questions we have is how can this award be leveraged to build sustainable institutional capacity for exchange beyond the funded project, and what's been the experience with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good question. Part of what we're working on here is developing these sustainable partnerships. I'll say that in terms of the kind of going beyond the funding, obviously I think the role of the administrator and the instructional designers are really important here because they really provide, support for the delivery of the course, but also integration into the wider institution. So for example, within the professional development, the administrators might be working on how do you use COIL to kind of further develop partnerships with other stakeholders. Certainly I can say that in our cohort 2, we had a partnership with a Birmingham City University, a modern university in the UK, and the College of Charleston. They actually discovered during the process of working together that they both had a mutual partner in the Virgin Islands, and they were both really keen to actually then take this COIL kind of experience and training and turn that into a triangular partnership. So I think that's one way of doing it. I would say some of the other ways that we've seen is faculty kind of acting really as exemplars for this, kind of thinking about kind of how faculty and instructional designers can kind of create peer learning opportunities, communities of interest within institutions, and I think the community college system as well. I know that there is a lot of kind of fantastic COIL work being done already in the community college sphere, so I think it's an opportunity to maybe collaborate on that side as well and really bring that experience and that learning to each other. So yeah, I hope that hopefully that's answered that question.
Yes, thank you. Catherine was also wondering if she can request a particular region like Northern Ireland. Would that be possible if she applies?
You could certainly flag it as a preference. I will say that obviously it, is all those applications are assessed individually, so it would very much depend on the applications that we've received from the UK side. But certainly, I think the other thing I would say is that if you have connections with anybody in NI, certainly encourage them to apply. That would be another way to kind of build that work. We actually did have our cohort 2 at Queen's University Belfast took part. That was with Professor Philip McGowan, and he was with Ohio University in Athens, Georgia. That was a partnership based on inequality. So certainly I think that there is appetite for COIL in NI. So yeah, certainly definitely take a look into, any collaborators or connections.
It's Athens, Ohio. I have to correct you.
Oh, Athens, Ohio. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? If not, then I guess we're finished a little earlier than we had thought we might go, but it's always good to be right to the point, short but sweet. So thank you all for coming, and thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing this information with us. It's a very exciting program.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And yeah, any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at programs@fulbright.org.uk. Really excited to help out and hopefully read some of your applications shortly.
Okay. Let's see, before we go, let me just check the chat one more time. Okay, just everyone saying thank you. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you, David and Vincent. And until next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.